and that is going to put them in a position they don't want to be in.
It'll be interesting to see who stays out there and just throws caution to the wind for the sake of track position. But if you're tight, if your fuel light's on and blinking at you, you've got to come in and get fuel. As the race is trending now, you might be able to work your way back up to the front if you can dodge a couple of wrecks.
We're in car with the 19 of Little Wing. We still have the 99 out there. And first, we have the 8 of Skibowski out in second. Expert Toaster in third. That low line moving great as always. More Dog on the inside doing great. Pro Boss on the outside. I just want to see these guys have a clean, great end to this race. It's been such a fantastic race so far here tonight.
It's just going to be interesting to see when these guys make their move. They seem like they want to wait. The 24 is lagging back a little bit off of the 10. Wouldn't be surprised to see more Dog pop out on the exit of 4 here.
You know what I've noticed about these races? Expert Toaster seems to sneak up on the final parts of a race, and here we see him once again in second place. We haven't seen him in the final 3, but here is the white flag, guys. This is the final lap. Can he get a win here tonight? Usually something crazy happens and he gets caught up in stuff, but man, we have this 99 car out here.
24 lagging back big time to pop out. It looks like he's going to get to the outside of Toaster. He's got Lucky Dog behind him. We've got 3 really strong cars pushing on the outside.
Look
and that
at
looks
these
like
guys.
they might be able to get the job done.
Huge. What happened to Mordog? Did he run out of fuel? It looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. 99, if he can hold on to it, he is going to get the win. We have some stack up going on in the back. Absolutely crazy race. It looks like 99 is going to be your winner tonight with 22 of Doc Holidays in second. 1 perhaps of Prel here getting third. Crazy race here, J-Mac.
I think Toaster might have gotten Perel for third, but
okay,
we'll have to see the official results. Not 100% sure.
A lot of these guys are getting really tight on. All right, guys, welcome aboard. Hope you guys had a great day today. We're gonna do a quick mic check, make sure everything is good to go. But man, what a crazy race today for Martinsville. It sounds like everything is good to go, so welcome tonight. We have a great race here at Texas. They are taking that on tonight. While Texas is a fast track, going into turn 2 though and hitting that bump, it can quickly change whether or not you keep that momentum up to head into 3. I think we're going to see a lot of cars lose some grip coming out of turn 4 while going too wide, so that's going to be an issue that we're going to have to watch out for tonight. So I think it's going to be a really good race though. Barry, what's up, man? Glad to see you here. It should be a really cool race. Before we get to it though, we have driver spotlight, and for tonight we have Lucky Dog. He is with us in the booth. He wheels the number 11 car and is now an eSports Pro League driver for Joe Gibbs Racing. He currently sits in the points lead and is quickly making a name for himself in the racing scene. So Lucky, welcome to the booth. I hope you're doing well tonight, and if you're ready, let's get on to the questions.
Hi, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, and yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right, for the first question, what do you do for fun other than racing and video games?
Other than racing and video games, I try to hang out with a lot of my friends. I don't really have much of a social life now. It's pretty stressful times, especially with the whole esports thing, but I really have the opportunity to just like text my friends or, interact with them outside of school and inside school, because they're really, all my friends are a really big part of my life. They always keep me going, always motivate me to keep working hard, and I have a great group of friends I'm proud of being with every day. Being with my family, of course. And trying to think of other stuff. I like to do cup stacking, which is a sport where you take special design cups and stack them in different pyramids as fast as you can. Like to solve Rubik's cubes once in a while. Yeah. I mean, I'm all about speed. It's in my veins. Ever since I was a kid, I was born to do things with speed. Yeah.
Apparently.
There's plenty more things. yeah, I like to play three instruments, and yeah, I mean, I have a lot to me, and there's so much more I could talk about, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
All right, for your second question, what is the most memorable race you've participated in and why?
By far the most memorable race was in this league here at Indianapolis, scoring my first win of the season and my first AKA win. Just because before then, that was when the whole showcase races esports was going on. And I had a lot of bad luck. You know, people were hyping me up a lot that I could, get drafted, and I never really felt like I performed well enough to really show it. You know, even in the leagues, I would be disconnected, through lag or just make, stupid mistakes on my own. Sometimes things are out of my control, and then that race, I really made sure I was up there and beating the likes of Dodge Boys, Mordog and Garbage. That really was the best victory of my life, and it proved to me that, hey, I can do this, and it, really helped my confidence grow. And ever since then, I've just been an upward spiral of performance, and now I'm here, and it's just crazy how things all transpired, and I think that's by far my favorite race.
I can imagine, and I'm telling you guys, if you have not seen the race for Indianapolis, just go back and watch the highlight for it. It is absolutely amazing, and the battle that they went through for those final laps, absolutely incredible racing. So you should definitely check it out. And speaking of Pro League, as an esports Pro League driver experiencing a draft and communicating with JGR, what is your mindset as you head into the first ever season of esports for NASCAR Heat?
My mindset always has been to be champion. I mean, no matter where I'm racing, I've always tried to be champion. This is going to be no easy feat. This is going to be very difficult because we have the likes of Valley HD, Mordog, Garbage racing against me, and they're all very capable of being champions. It's pretty. I mean, there's a lot of fast guys. I'm going to do all that I can to really fight against them and try to be champion. But other than that, mindset as I head to it is try and be a part of the Joe Gibbs Racing family, not just be this normal guy driving. I want to be a part of their family because my goal ever since I was 5 years old is to be a NASCAR driver, and let alone be in NASCAR in general. And I think with Joe Gibbs Racing, I think this could help me kickstart a career in NASCAR and potentially get internships along the line. And that's something I've always wanted to do. And there's more than just the racing itself. I think it's behind the scenes stuff that I really want to be involved in.
Absolutely. All right. And speaking of all that, what is your goal for this season in AKA?
In AKA, I mean, this is no different from, esports or any other league. I mean, I've tried to be a champion. I mean, that's...
Absolutely.
If you don't go out and race, if you don't come here to race to be champion, then there's no point in even coming here. And, I mean, I'm only here to one thing, that's here to win. I mean, of course, I want to get good results, try to be consistent, but really deep down, I want to win. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm hopefully we can do it here today. Unfortunately, I had the stomach flu. It's kind of sucks. I'm not really at 100%, but I'm going to do all they can. I have a great car. Racing against Rabbit, I was pretty competitive against him, beating him a lot.
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure he's sandbagging. I'm pretty convinced he is, but try and do the best here to win and haul the mail with the FedEx Toyota. How about that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. There you go.
So there.
All right, and your last question is a fun one. You have a ticket to go to any track you want to watch a race. Which track are you going to?
Well, any track, honestly. I mean, I love all the tracks, to go to any track would be great, but I think going to either Charlotte or, Daytona, one of those two tracks would be a dream, because Charlotte has so much history behind it.
Absolutely.
With the whole Coke 600 and how a lot of teams are based around Charlotte. And Daytona also for the history, just having the Daytona 500 there, having the Coke 0400 there. It's just Daytona and Charlotte are just the two biggest tracks in the calendar. And also, I forgot, probably should mention Indianapolis, I think. That track, so much history behind it. Indy 500, Brickyard 400, that track I love to death. And, one of those three tracks would be an absolute dream.
Well, very cool. I wish you a ton of luck, Lucky. I know you are not feeling so great tonight, but I hope you do really well tonight, and I hope you start feeling better. It's really great to have you in the booth here.
Thank you very much. Hope you guys have a lot of fun up there, and I'm going to make sure give you guys a good show. Hopefully you can win the race and the Joe Gibbs Racing Camry. I'm wearing their hat. They gave me a Toyota racing hat. I love this hat so much. I tell you, man, I look pretty cool in this hat. I think I could be a model, but yeah, I will try to do the best I can, and yeah, have fun, guys.
All
hopefully
right.
it'll be a good one. Hopefully it's gonna be crazy, but yeah. Have a good one.
It is Texas. All right, take it easy, Lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, here tonight and every night we have J-Mac in the booth. How you doing tonight there, J-Mac?
I'm doing pretty good, Frozen. Been a nice, lazy Sunday. Watched a little Martinsville racing, and that was a fun race to watch. I always love the short track, but now we're going to the big 1.5 miler here in the Cyberverse, in the virtual racing series. So I'm looking forward to watching a good race.
You and me both. And before we can get to tonight's race, let's talk about week 6 of last week at Talladega. We saw a lot of patience and teamwork. That dominated pretty early in the race, but in the final run, power moves were made, strategies were tested, and on the final turns, teamwork definitely went out the door. We saw Proboss and Skibowski were leaders out front, along with Delta Rocket, who proved he had just that rocketing himself to a win, while the cars behind him fought over a chance for a second-place finish. Doc Holliday, he took home second, while Toaster nabbed a third place from Prel Racing. It was an absolutely crazy final few laps, J-Mac. I know Delta was super excited for that win, but what do you think the racing's going to be like here tonight? Or do you think, turns 1 and 2 are going to be an issue with the change where it makes your car fly up the track a little bit?
Well, it depends on how packed the field is going to be, on how even it is. If we see a race kind of like we had at Atlanta and Vegas, then we could see a lot of trouble tonight, especially if guys' cars are ill-handling in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is a very fast corner, and it's very, very easy on the cars, but it's also a lot more narrow than 1 and 2. So they provide very different challenges. While 1 and 2 is definitely a tougher corner, is definitely a tougher part of the track. It's a lot wider, so you have a little bit of room to make a mistake. In 3 and 4, you really don't have that room.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It can definitely be that one tonight. And from my experience, it's going to be a little tricky coming off of the turns too. Your rear tends to get out from behind you a couple of times, and so they're going to really have to watch that, especially going too wide. That's an issue I feel like they're going to have to watch tonight. We also have 167 laps tonight. Stages are going to be around 42, 43 for the first 2, and the final one is going to be 82. We have 28 laps for fuel tonight, so we're going to see some different strategies going on for that. And they're running about 28.4s for their lap time, so these guys are super fast. I do want to give a shout out to everyone in chat. Elite Ghost, thank you so much for joining. Barry, and then we have Invinma, another Pro League driver. He is out there at Martinsville, the paperclip, so you got to see a great race today. Hope you guys are doing well, and I really hope you guys enjoy the race tonight. Rock, how are you doing? Good luck tonight. Are you racing tonight, Rock? I'm curious if he is, but man, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great race. Let's talk about who won the races so far in the season. Like I said before, Daytona, Boss won that. Race number 2 at Atlanta, Freaky Fast won that. Race 3 was Indy, and we talked about it. Lucky Dog had a crazy win with that. He was able to hold them off and get past Wow, but I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen it, you need to go back and see it. Race 4 at Las Vegas, Rabbit took that one. Race 5, Auto Club, he took that one home too. And race number 6 last week at Talladega was Delta Rocket. He took that one home, was super excited. I was very happy for him. And race number 7 is tonight at Texas, so I'm so curious who's going to win it tonight. J-Mac, out of all of this, out of all these guys racing here tonight, who do you think we should be looking out for?
Well, you said it about Rabbit. That dude very, very confident coming into tonight's race. Very, very fast, very, very good at setups and big tracks like this. So he's definitely one to watch. Garbage, wow, that's Garbage, is always, always incredibly quick on these types of track. Heck, he's quick on any type of track.
That's true.
We've seen Lucky Dog have a lot of speed at these places. So it's definitely, there's about 3 or 4 guys I think you can look at tonight, and there are a couple others that you probably shouldn't count out.
Yeah, you know, Rabbit, like you said, he has warned us several times. This is his track. He is very confident going in here that he is taking this win home tonight. So hopefully his driving can back up what he's been talking about. But I'll tell you what, he's got 2 wins so far. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can pull off a win here tonight once again. Looks like we have these guys should be almost done with qualifying. It's going to be pretty close, but I say in a couple of minutes we'll get them moving in here. We have Wild Boy in here too. Very interesting. We're just getting the guys written down here. Man, I'll tell you what, just so many guys doing a great job. I think they have a full field here tonight though. Absolutely crazy. And 100 and...
A lot of cars on a fast, wild track. That's
yeah.
Going to be a lot of chances for excitement.
And like I said, with going around those turns, coming out of them, that's one of my biggest concerns, especially, like I said, if you're going too wide, it is very easy to have that slip out from underneath you. So I'm curious if we're going to see a couple of cautions from that, and especially in 1 and 2, going through the middle of those turns, it can, you know, kind of push you up the track. So when that happens, if there's someone above you, and even if there's not, if you hit it just the right way, you're definitely going to get sent near the wall, if not to the wall. So they're going to have to watch that tonight also.
That turn 2 wall can come at you really, really fast, and come at you as fast as life sometimes.
Absolutely. Rock NASCAR is out there saying he practiced with them tonight, and Toaster was looking strong. He was out there. He did really, really well last week, and we'll see what he can do here tonight. I feel like he's one of those, J-Mac, that have gotten stronger throughout the season. Expert Toaster has been improving, in my opinion.
Toaster is one of those guys that tends to sneak up. You don't really talk about him a lot during like the early portions of the race, but then during that middle part toward the end, about that 66% portion of the race, you're like, oh look, that 10 car's up here, there's Toaster. So,
we were talking about that last week. I'm like, where did he come from? He tends to do that to us, like out of nowhere. He's just up there running in the top 3 to 5, and off he goes, and he makes himself known in those last few laps. It's like he saves it all for those final few laps there. Happy Harvick. Oh, geez. You know, we'll see tonight. I'm excited. Texas is a very cool track. It's one of my favorites, and I think I've said that for most of these weeks, but so far, a lot of cool tracks this season. I'm not sure where they're going next week. We'll have to find that out, but tonight, Texas, it's a big track. It is tough on that high side to be able to keep up with the low line. You really, really have to have a few people to keep up with even one person. Otherwise, you know, that person on the low line is just going to get a nice run off that turn. So we'll see what they can do. I think they are done. Yeah, they are done with qualifying. We're going to get in here for the race tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. I hope you guys are ready. We are getting in here.
I know I am.
I am too. Thrill says, good luck going 3 wide into the turns. You know, these are the guys that I can totally see doing that, so I would not be surprised at all. They can hold it, though. I got faith in them.
Based on the times and how the order is sort of jumbled up, this might be very plate racy tonight, which means these guys are probably going to be on top of each other.
So far, we have the 41, and I do believe that is Ramsett. Out in front, we have the 6 of Garbage directly behind him, and Proboss in third. These guys are moving pretty fast. Look at the amount of cars here. I would say that is a 20-plus field tonight. A lot of cars, and they're looking pretty good so far. Let's take a look here. We're looking at Ramsett in that 41 car. Coming out of that turn pretty nice. Doesn't seem to be having any issues. Looks like we may have a caution here, J-Mac. I didn't see any issues, but that field is pretty long back, so I would say something happened in the way back of the field.
I was spending a lot of time looking at that loading screen. You have the power of the X now, so you're a little quicker than me getting in, but I'm glad I got to come in just in time for them to throw a yellow. I guess I must be bad luck.
I'm curious if you guys...
The 8 car is way back behind the field, so
okay,
that could be part of it, as well as... Is that the 12? Is that...
12 is Rabbit. So...
I believe Rabbit might have been involved in something.
And as far as I know, we do have damage on. So there might have to be a couple of drivers that go in, and if you guys recall, having damage, it will slow you down when you go in to fix it. It is just one of those glitches of NASCAR Heat 3 where once you fix it, it's going to slow you down even if you're at 100% once again. They are off to green, and we have Ramsett on the low line, looking pretty strong out there. We have, wow, that's Garbage on the high side. Proboss directly behind, kind of trying to see if he can work both lines. Pretty strong out here. He makes a move down low underneath Ramsett, and he is your leader right now. Very, very close driving, J-Mac.
Very close, very spread out through 3 and 4. That's tight corners there. But a power move by Proboss, but now Jose looking underneath Ramsett for second place. There's 3 wide with Garbage in the middle.
Absolutely incredible. Proboss just working every single line he can get out of this track here tonight. Doing a great job just making those moves to get into first, and he is out there with, like you said, we have Jose in second, Garbage in the third. We have the 22 of
Toaster
Freddie.
Getting really loose. Big
Oh.
wreck. Him in the 11.
That is going to be another caution here tonight, or second caution of the night.
You never know if it's lag, but it looked like he sent Lucky Dog just head first into the front stretch wall. The 10 of Toaster got loose off of 4.
We have about 35 to go, guys.
Major wreck.
We missed a few laps at the beginning of the race here, so with 35 to go, and these guys have 28 laps for fuel left that they can run on, we're going to see some pit stops probably happening shortly here. If cautions keep coming out, though, you know, they can pretty much go in at any time, but that's just a chance they're going to have to take.
We say it every week, Frozen. There's the wild stage, and there's the tame stage. And this one's looking like it's going to be the wild one.
And here they go, off for our third start of the night. We have Proboss out there on the bottom. That top is pretty stacked over there. Let's see if we can get a closer look. We're in car with 22 of Freddie. He's got the 1 car of DB Motorsports high above him. That low line is looking very, very strong, J-Mac.
That just seems to be the way it works on these restarts. You have to have a great car and a great couple of cars to be able to hang on the outside line. That's another thing we say every week is Doc Holliday has to bail through the grass, almost able to keep it off, but then he gets the 8, I believe, or the 3, one of the golden RCR cars.
And that's definitely not going to be good. The 22 is now Freddie. Doc Holliday is in the number 2 car.
Freddie.
We saw the 22 fly through the grass, and he almost was able to save it, but came back on. That's going to be another caution, guys. I have a feeling tonight, I mean, you already see it here now. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they can get it straight and get some patience here tonight. But man, it can be a tough track. These guys obviously have their setups a little loose. I think some of these guys really need to go in and make some adjustments to their car so they can handle better.
It also doesn't help that 3 and 4, you want to hold that white line all the way through, and it can be very tempting to get just a little too much of it and get the apron, especially out of the corner. So that might be an issue some of these guys are having as well. But definitely these guys are fighting loose cars, especially off the corner.
Absolutely. The 41 car of Ramsey, he was your leader earlier on. He is currently in 4th, right behind Garbage. We have Jose on the inside working with Proboss. Proboss a little bit on that apron. That was scary. These guys are almost 3 wide, but they're able to hold it off. Jose heads to the high side. We have 48 on the inside. I do believe that is Lucky Dog. Let me make sure. 48 is more dog now. These 48 is more dog now. These guys are switching numbers on me, making my job interesting over here. Oh, you saw it right there, guys. I don't know what happened to Garbage, if it was lag and he kicked back, but man, he just killed Ramzit behind him, and you see the damage to these cars. It is not pretty.
And Garbage has disconnected from the race. He is now on pit road.
Yeah, that completely looked like lag. Not a good situation, and we have a few cars damaged there. They are definitely going to have to go in for that one.
And that's
DB
one of the
Motorsports
big issues
is
you
Deadly
deal
Bomb.
with.
Absolutely.
That's one of the big issues you deal with on one of these tracks where everyone's on top of each other, especially if you get a bunch of restarts, is if there is a lag issue, it's going to take a bunch of cars out. And with damage on, that can really jumble up a race.
It's tough, yeah. Lag is never a fun thing, and like you said, when you have damage on, it just makes it that much worse for those guys that were involved. I know that we had Rabbit involved. Let's see if we can make our way back out front. We're riding with the 43 of Jose, who is currently in 3rd. We have more dog on that high side. Proboss leading.
Big stack up in the back of the field. It has somehow not caused a yellow yet, but a lot of cars, just some carnage in the back. Probably 5 or 6 cars spinning and going through the grass there on a stack up coming to the restart, but no yellow somehow.
I think so far with the yellows, I think the game is just saying, let's just go. Let's just go. It'll even itself out eventually. Oh, the
Ramsey
22
was
just
up in the wall.
Yeah.
Our pole sitter is now on pit road with a pretty decent amount of damage. Just a crazy start to this race.
Absolutely. I saw the 22 get into that 88, shove him in the wall. He moves back just a little bit. The 88 is Dodge Boys, another Pro League driver. Currently, though, we have Proboss having a nice little lead out there. I see a driver going through the grass. These guys are struggling here tonight.
That is the 37 of Tactical. He just another driver, like you said. These guys are so loose and coming off of 4. The car's just getting away from him. We figured it would be off of 2. 2 is where you have to turn it so hard and it's so bumpy, and that wall comes at you so fast that you have to be on the steering. And if it kicks out from under you, it's so hard to get back. But these guys are struggling with the exit of 4, and I don't know if we saw that coming.
Well, at 20 to go, I can tell you, J-Mac, racing here, when we were doing it for the esports, coming off of turn 4 was extremely difficult. I remember going too wide for the final, and I almost gave up a win going against a couple of guys because you get so loose coming off that turn. It can be kind of sharp when you're going too wide. When you're doing that, the rear it wants to get loose underneath you. Turns 1 and 2, it makes you super tight and you can get up into the wall, but coming out of 4, you get super loose. So pick your battles here. Each one has its own difficulties. We have HD Motorsports out there. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Happy Harvick. Hope you're doing well also. CGT, thank you guys for joining out here tonight. It's been an interesting race, a few cautions, and I'm really hoping that is not what we're going to see a lot of tonight. We've had a lot of good racing the past few weeks, so I guarantee we're going to see that again tonight. Jose making a move on the high side of 9 of Pro Boss, but it is difficult to make that high side work and get the momentum that you need to make it work. And he is completely by himself.
If there's anyone that can make that outside line work, though, it's Jose. We see him week after week trying to work that second groove and trying to figure it out and try to lure people up there to help him. And if anyone up there can make this work by the end of the race, it's that 43 car.
He is currently in third behind Moordog and Pro Boss. And like you said, wherever Jose goes, he looks for that high side. That is where this guy runs best.
Another one loose.
It's insane. You see that dirt flying back there. I mean, these guys, they can be struggling. Absolutely. We see Moordog getting up underneath Pro Boss. Pro Boss trying to defend that a little bit, blocking that off. These guys running single file.
I believe that was the 2 of Holiday, of Doc Holiday, that got loose there just a second ago, Frozen.
15 to go once these guys hit the line. A nice single file. They are in no hurry to make a move at the moment. We are still at 15 to go, so we have some laps left to make something happen here. Moordog, as soon as I say that, he is just going underneath Pro Boss here, having a nice run. Off he goes. He's got help with Freddy. He's got the 88 of Dodge Boys behind him. Pro Boss and Jose on the outside. It's 3v2. Low side is prevailing here. Moordog with a huge run coming off the turn.
Numbers is always going to be victorious, especially if it has the bottom lane. And Pro Boss is fighting a losing battle. They're trying to hold off Moordog and 3 other guys.
Yeah, and from my understanding, Pro Boss has older tires right now, so that is something that he is struggling with at the moment. His car handling is not as good as some of these other guys, so he's going to have to find a way to make it work, which is probably why he's kind of looking all over the track to find where that grip is and where he can go. But man, 88 gets into that wall. I don't know what happened with him, but he was able to save it. Jose just moving back, you know, a few cars back now. I guarantee he's going to find his way back up there, though.
Look like just trying to push the guy in front of you, and a little bit of that bumper lock that we get in this game, and it just Pro Boss just hooked Dodge Boys into the wall. Just 2 people trying to help each other, but the way the game works, and a little bit of lag weave and all that, it can cause some major issues.
Guys, look at this. We're coming up on Rabbit, who is extremely damaged. This is the guy who was saying how great he was here. This is his track. So he is not very happy, I can imagine right now. You can see the damage to the front of his car, and they are taking it 3 wide. Absolutely crazy.
That was an ambitious move.
Yes, it was. Freddie went up there, stuck his nose 3 wide, and fell back after that move.
Yeah, that was one where he just needed to fall in line and stay in line, and Freddie paid the price for his aggression there by losing 2 spots. And to add on to Rabbit, he's also won our last 2 non-restrictor plate races, so he's on a bit of a roll. And
he is.
This is gonna change that.
Luckily, I think the stages will help bring everyone back together. So we'll see what happens, what he can pull out from that. But man, the damage to his car, very disheartening for him tonight. That 48, though, is looking very, very strong, J-Mac. Moordog is on a roll out there. We have Dodge Boys directly behind him, coming back from hitting that wall with an incident with Pro Boss. So he is doing a fantastic job out here. Pro Boss, he's still hanging on to 3rd, doing great also. Freddie, we've seen him. He's one of these drivers that have improved with each and every race. He's been a little bit aggressive, and it has cost him some spots here tonight, but man, he's still out front.
You have to wonder what the damage situation is of all these guys. Like we said, whenever you repair it, that's immediately just time off of your lap time. And you have to wonder if these guys up here that are so fast, if it's not just tires, if it's because they've managed to keep their cars just a little bit cleaner than everyone else.
I'm riding with the 42 of MDL, and look who's directly in front of him. I do believe that is our winner of the last race, 99 of Delta, and he is extremely damaged with that front end. It looks like 42 has some damage too. These guys only have a few laps left, so I know that some of these guys are going to have to come in for fuel. We only have 6 to go, so it is going rather quickly here tonight for the first stage.
The 43 is currently on pit road. Not sure who else is going to come with him, but he is definitely the first of our leaders to hit pit road.
You can see the damage to this 19 of Little Wing. He looks like he has been through the ringer. A lot of these guys do, and that damage is definitely affecting their car handling and also what they're able to do out there. He looks pretty loose. You can see him getting a little wobbly coming off the turn there.
Meanwhile, there's a battle heating up for the lead, Frozen. We have Freddie, the 22. He's moved into second around Dodge Boys, and now he's peeking around on Mordog, trying to take away that spot.
You can see it, Freddie. He's getting on that inside, but Mordog has the help of 88 of Dodge Boys directly behind him. Dodge Boys looks like he was just trying to hang back a little bit in case anything happened to these guys. He seems to be
also probably just hanging back to keep up the angle for the corner there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He had a little bit of a high angle going in there, trying to take it back down low, so that gave them a little head boost up there, but Freddie is just hanging in there. He's got the preferred line there on the bottom, so he is able to keep that momentum up. Mordog, without the help of Dodge Boys, is going to have an extremely hard time. He really, really needs, well, as soon as I say that, he goes back underneath Freddie, and we have a new leader of that 22 car.
Freddie gave the 48 of Mordog a ton of room there. And Mordog also gave the 22 a lot of room. That was a lot of give and take for a pass for the lead. And that was very well done by those guys. It looks like Mordog a little tight. His car may be going away from him now.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some tire issues with him. We see another driver go in for a pit stop. But man, Dodge Boy made a great move, diving it low, trying to get underneath Mordog, taking over that second spot. Like I said, we only have a few laps here to go, so any spot you can get. This is the final lap, guys, so once they come around this corner, Dodge Boys, he can take second for the stage. We have Freddie in first, and Mordog will take third as long as they hold this position up. And there you have it. Freddie wins the first stage, Dodge Boys second, Mordog third.
But on the long run, it just seemed to go away from him just a little bit there. Be curious to see if he makes an adjustment to rectify that. And look like those 22 and 88 cars are really, really stout right now.
Absolutely. I was looking forward to seeing what Rabbit brought here tonight. So I would love to see and hear the story of what happened to him and how he's feeling. If only I could get an interview with him during pits, man, I'm sure that we would hear a story. From what I'm hearing, he was 20th at the end of that stage, so that is definitely the complete opposite of what he was expecting here tonight.
And I imagine that during that pit sequence, some other drivers got lapped, so he probably will not be on the lead lap at all. But maybe he did.
Pro Boss, pulling some
Nope, I believe that's
strategy
a 42
moves in the pits. He comes out first. You see some guys going through the grass in the back, some dirt flying up here, but Proboss off to a fantastic start. Freddie, who was your stage winner, he is on that outside. We have Dodge Boys in second on that inside. These guys almost going 3 wide.
Oh, big wreck on the back. Massive wreck on the back. Lots of cars involved in the back of the field, including Jose, including Rabbit. 51, it looked like the 8. Several drivers involved in that one.
Jose, I mean, the damage there, he is definitely got to go in. I hate to see that for him. He was out front, running strong. Man, he got the free pass on that last one, but just got caught up in an incident here. Unfortunate to see for him. He's... J-Mac, we've seen Jose run so strong in so many races and just gets caught up in, you know, stuff that he can't control for the most part. It's just tough to see here because, you know, he brings a great car every single race, and I'm rooting for him to win one of these. It's coming. It's coming.
It absolutely feels like he's due for one, but the Cosmos seems to be against him at the current time.
I think so. Off we go to another restart. We have Proboss still hanging out there in first. That guy is on a roll tonight. A lot of movement in this field.
Not sure what's going on in the back, Frozen, but the 8 car, not sure if he was AFK on that restart or what, but he just did not going. He turned it straight right into the car on the outside of him. I believe that was the 51, and then he just stopped on the front stretch for a second. Now he's going, but he is just way behind the field. That was very, very odd.
Man, look like Rabbit is the only one a lap down at the moment. I do believe Ramsett was the one to get the free pass on that caution. So if we can get Rabbit back on the lead lap here, we'll see if he can make something happen. But it has been a struggle for him here tonight at Texas.
But stage racing, it can be the great equalizer. These other drivers can get into issues, have to repair their cars. That little advantage that some of these guys probably have will be taken away, and if he can get back on the lead lap, he'll be back in contention. He'll probably have to work through a lot of cars in the way that the racing has been tonight. That's not going to be easy, but Rabbit has the car to do it.
Absolutely. And look who we see fighting for second. Expert Toaster. He is currently moving back as he is stuck on that high side, but for a while he was directly behind Proboss. He is quickly moving back, being on that outside. We have Dodge Boys, has a little nudge to that wall. We have Mordog directly behind him in third. These guys are very, very close together. A long, long line for this field.
And it's like we talked about Toaster before we gave him the broadcaster's curse. You don't see him for a while, and then out of nowhere, he pops up toward the front, racing with everybody and contending for the win. And so it'll be interesting to see if he can break away from that pack right there and latch onto the 48 and draft back up to these guys.
We're towards the rear of the field here in the 42 car of MDL. We're going to take a look at what he's looking at here along lines. A couple of these guys taking a little peek on that grass going through the tri-oval. MDL looking extremely loose. He's got the 21 car of, I do believe that is Arca out there tonight. Whew. Oh, the 21 is Scooter tonight. Let's take a look out here in the
Dodge
front.
Boys is taking the lead. The 9 looking a little loose up there. Him and the 48 of Mordog made some contact. It looked like coming out of 2. And that was a very sketchy moment. But looks like they've gotten things settled out, except for the whole fact that they're racing side by side again.
Mordog is not giving up. He is definitely wanting to take each position that he can That is leaving Pro Boss on the high side as everyone is diving low, try to get all the position they can. But Dodge Boys, he is out here in the lead and has a little bit of a padding behind him, but Mordog is quickly closing that in. He is riding against that apron right there, and that is just giving him all the momentum to get right up to his bumper.
Mordog peeked out there just for a second, but thought better of it. Making a move that late into the corner, usually it's a move you can make, but it's usually a very quick way to get on somebody's nerves. And he decided to peek right back in behind Dodge Boys and just draft with him down the straightaway.
I have a feeling we're going to see a couple of moves being made here in the second stage. These guys look very, very antsy to take over that first spot. Dodge Boys brings strong car every single week. He's just had some crazy things happen to him, and we haven't seen him in the top 3 for a little bit. So hopefully tonight he can make that happen and hopefully bring home a win. We'll see what he can do, but man, there's a lot of strong guys out here in this front pack.
There are Frozen. This front pack is sort of sorted everything out. They look relatively content to ride for right now. Just logging laps, probably just trying to get into position maybe for this green flag pit stop session. But right now these guys just taking it easy and a lot of give and take up front.
Absolutely. CGT says, have you considered running the same tracks as NASCAR on the day that you both race? You know, these guys, they run a very, very similar schedule. In fact, it was pretty much right on track, but I forget where they kind of weaved off of that. It was a couple of weeks ago, so we are a little off schedule. Like next week, they are going to Texas, even though we're here this week. So they moved up their schedule a little bit, but for the most part, they were running the same.
That second group a little less organized. Jose is leading it with Rabbit in second, and I believe that's the 37 behind them. So those are the 3 leaders of that second pack. With that front pack lined up like they are, that's a tall order to be able to catch them.
And right now we are riding with the number 11 of Lucky Dog. We had him in the booth tonight. He is a Pro League driver. This guy has a lot of talent. I've known him for a couple of years here. He's currently making a move right underneath Pro Boss. These guys almost met in the middle there. That was a little scary. A lot of talent for this kid, though. I can tell you what, he is one to watch out for. But he is doing a great job making his way through the field, and this guy is extremely sick at the moment. So I wish him a lot of luck tonight. Hopefully he can stay for the whole race.
Pro Boss, another car, that 9 car, seems like it fades a little bit at the end of the run, toward the middle of the run, toward the end of it. Just a little tight. He's been pushing up a little bit. I believe that's what gave Lucky Dog the room to make a move under him, but an excellent crossover by Pro Boss to get back around him, and I imagine that position isn't quite settled yet.
J-Mac, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but that 22 car, he is looking a little weaving back and forth on my screen. I don't know if he is loose or it's just some kind of a connection issue, but for a little bit there, he was making me very nervous. It seems to be settling down at the moment, but that front pack is huge. They're doing a great job of holding that down away from that second pack, but Jose is doing a heck of a job back there. Let's see if we can make a little visit with him.
That seems to be a lag, Frozen. I hope, because that car is doing some things that I don't think are physically possible.
He's dancing. He's definitely dancing up there. This second pack, though, if they want to catch that front pack, they really, really need to get together and get a solid line going. Look, they are all over the place. We have the 1 car up high. We have Jose. He must be going into pit, so they're losing a guy. But right now, they look like they're trying to get together, so maybe that was just a pit issue. The 1 car gets into the wall out of nowhere. That is DB Motorsports. Man, sad to see from him. He's got some cars coming up right behind him, but hopefully that does not give him a lot of damage.
He bombs it into the wall. That was deadly. But the 2 car of Doc Holliday was on pit road. Not sure if that's an attempt to short pit or what, but he was close to getting lapped. That was probably an opportunity to maybe fix some damage the 22 got in the wall, and he has now lost this front pack a little bit as the 48 and 88 are drafting a bit and pulling a little bit of a margin on 3rd place.
They are. They're definitely making some moves out there and looking very strong together. We're out here. We see that 3 of Blue Baka doing pretty good, holding on to that first pack. But I'm curious when these guys are going to go in. I do believe we have around 17 to go. So not many more laps for stage 2. So they're going to have to go in pretty soon to pit. We're in that window. And I have a feeling maybe a few in this front pack are going to go in.
It looks like Pro Boss is going to be one of those amongst them hitting pit road. He was the only one of that top 6 to peel off the 22 and 7th. He had lost that pack after getting into the wall. He's come into pit road.
You see Pro Boss right there with the 22. Those guys going in. I am trying to find my way back to the leaders here. And here we are. We have 88 of Dodge Boy still holding out first. More Dog in second. And it looks like Expert Toaster currently in third. Lucky Dog behind them in that 11 car.
We have the 3 and 5th. None of those guys electing to hit pit road right just yet. Have to wonder. Their tires have to be screaming. Surely these guys are going to come in soon. I imagine they're going to try to run this all the way out and get just a couple of tires and just enough fuel to make it to the end. And if that's the case, it'll be very, very interesting to see what kind of changes that makes to the balance of these cars. We've seen at a lot of places, Indy, for example, 2 tires completely ruined these cars. So
absolutely,
that's really the only reason to stay out right now is to make that call, and it will be very interesting to see if these cars can handle it.
We're almost to 12 to go here, and as you guys were watching, we had MDL up high. They're hitting lap traffic, and there are a lot of cars ahead. I would be tempted myself to have gone in last lap when I saw MDL falling back towards us. You don't want to be messing with lap traffic. For me, I don't know what their situation is as far as pitting goes, but I would have been tempted to go back that last lap and pitted. I want to stay away from traffic. I don't want any lap cars in front of me, so if I see them, I'm going in. But these guys are hanging out, so they must have a strategy.
Hitting pit road.
Yeah,
the 3
they're
got
off.
into the wall. Meanwhile, the front 2 and another thing that we have to watch out for, the lap times have to be falling off. So
absolutely,
very, very interesting call to stay out that late, and it'll be very interesting to see how they blend back in. But the 11 and 48 like to stay out, and I believe they're the only ones that have stayed out.
I think so. Here they go in. We have more Dog going in. Dodge Boy stays out. 10 to go, guys. I'm very curious of strategy, and now Dodge Boys is completely by himself out there on old tires. He's got to go in soon. I can't imagine staying out much longer.
Exactly. There's no way he can be making lap time, like you said, by himself on old tires. That has to be drawing him in, but maybe he's trying something else. Maybe he has another card up his sleeve that we don't know about, because he is staying out there.
I'm impressed. He's still hanging on to first, but man, I'll tell you what, if he's got a group of cars behind him, and I honestly, I'm looking behind him, and there are 2 cars, and they aren't necessarily exactly together. So, with only a few laps left, I'm curious if he's able to hold out for the rest of the stage here.
I would be really worried about his tires going, especially if he's trying to make this all the way. It seems like he's just lightly rolling the center, trying to save a little bit of fuel. I really don't know if he's trying to make it all the way, but even if he's going to try to set this up for just a splash of gas, I don't know if it's worth the time that he's losing. So he has to be trying to extend
He's
this.
going in.
Now he's slowing down. I believe
Yeah.
he's going in.
Oh,
Or it's a yellow
no,
flag.
we have a caution, and oh man, you know he's got to be going
is
in
gonna
for
have-
this pit stop.
And he is going to have a lot of people trapped a lap down. There are going to be a lot of wave rounds taken.
Wow.
Don't know what the situation is with everybody, but he has just pinned a lot of people. Even if they're able to come in and take the wave around, he's going to be on fresher tires than everybody with the track position. That
Just
worked
made
out perfectly for him.
Yeah. 6 on down is a lap down, guys. Absolutely incredible. There are a lot of unhappy. We only have a few laps left, so they are just going to have to make a run for it. Now let's see if we can make it back up through this field. 88 is still out front. Man, I'll tell you what, very, very interesting strategy on his part. Look at the wigglers behind him. So many cars going into the apron. Coming up the track, we have a guy into the wall, a huge, huge pileup. I mean, I could see that coming a mile away. Just a lot of cars, super loose. I don't know what the issue was there, but man, these guys were having a really hard time controlling those cars.
Well, you've just jumbled up the field by Dodge Boys hanging everybody out. By staying out, that jumbles up the field. You put a bunch of faster cars behind slower cars, and then you have a bunch of them on older tires. It's just that's just a recipe for chaos, and we saw it there off of 2.
Well, you guys, that was the end of stage 2. Dodge Boys takes it home. That is a heck of a strategy. I mean, so many guys are gonna have to work really, really hard in order to make it up through this field. A huge challenge put in front of them by Dodge Boy staying out. We have the one out in the lead here at the moment. That is DB Motorsports with Mordog on the outside in that 48 car. Dodge Boys on the inside and third at the moment. And here we go for the final stage of the race here.
A lot of stacking up again in the middle of the field, but they were able to get it sorted out and make it into turn 2 without blocking the track.
So many guys so close together. 37 getting extremely loose, and off they go. A huge, huge pileup. That is definitely going to have to be a caution. There is a ton of cars, at least 10 cars involved in that one.
I believe 5 made it through there without hitting something. Just a lot of cars, and it all started, like you said, at right there, about 6th or 7th in line, wherever that was, with the 37 getting loose, and that caused contact between him and Pro Boss, and it was on from there.
Absolutely. 37 is tactical. We don't see him race a lot in this league, but he is here tonight, and I mean, I'll tell you what, I don't know what happened with him, whether he got loose, hit the grass, whatever it was, that was the big one.
It's what you called earlier in this race, Frozen. Just everyone trying to hold that bottom, trying to keep their car off of the guy up top, and they just get loose down there in the bottom of 4, and it's just real hard to keep it and to keep it off of people once you have to pretty much bail into the grass.
You know, and what I was talking about, it was in trucks, and trucks are easier to drive, in my opinion. They have more grip, they're slower, so you can do a lot more with them, and I was having trouble with that coming off of turn 4. So you put that in the Cup car with this speed, and you know, they don't have a ton of grip like the trucks do. That's a recipe for disaster right there. 41 into the wall, losing a ton of positions. Luckily, oh man, I was gonna say luckily it doesn't cause an incident, but there we go, and I would imagine that's gonna be another caution as these guys are just wrecking through the midfield.
Not sure what happened there with the middle. It looked like the 41 just pushed up the track there, and got into the wall and was just trying to keep it up against the wall, and the two must have been tight behind him or something, because he just ran right into the bumper of the 41, and that was a little spin.
Absolutely. And through all this chaos, look who's in the top 5 once again. This guy, I'll tell you what, this guy has a ton of patience. And if anyone can make it through a field, it is Jose in that 43 car. He is making his way up to the top 5 once again here tonight. And off they go, going back to green. These guys are making it very interesting. We have the 48 of Mordog out in the lead. That high side looking very, very strong. Let's take a look. We have Jose on the high side. We have one of DB Motorsports looking a little back and forth on that high side. Jose is going to have to find his way down low or past the one car to get moving past that.
There's just a long line of cars there on the inside. The inside is where you want to be, it seems like, on every restart at every track. And that is holding true again tonight. Just can't get down. He's trying to work that outside line. As there's a big checkup on that inside line, there's a yellow. That would be why
and there is a yellow. These guys are racing very tight. We are in car with Pro Boss at the moment, and you can see how close he was to Lucky Dog in front of him. Lucky was getting a little side to side, back and forth, trying to keep that bottom. I'm curious how many guys are thinking, man, my car is very loose, and there's probably a lot of guys that are getting frustrated with these cautions.
Like they say, loose is fast, and that's what these guys set it up for. But you don't really set it up with a 20-car draft in mind, and that has changed the balance enough that it is thrown a lot of these guys for a loop that they have not yet been able to fix.
You know, and when you're practicing, you're not normally running with a ton of cars. And look at that back there. I don't know who that was, but he was doing 360s. Hopefully he can get off the track. I don't know what happened with that, but man, that was a sight to see.
The 8 car has had some interesting things happen on restarts a few times this race, and he is right now a half a track behind the field on the first lap of a restart. So I don't know how that happened, but pretty wild. The 47 and 12 both synchronized get loose and wreck with each other, and that caused a massive wreck on the front stretch. Some hard hits.
Absolutely, J-Mac. I was watching that. I was in car with the 41, and man, directly in front of him. I don't know how the 41 missed that, but these guys are crazy out here. Harvick, I don't see a ton of lag. I'm assuming that's what a lot of this is about. Not seeing lag, but man, I see a lot of loose cars, which, you know, it could be lag.
And Osmium, the 47, one of the cars involved in that wreck, has DNF'd. He is out of the race. Not sure if that's a ordered disconnect or a lag out, but he has joined garbage in the garage.
And here we go. I don't even know how many cautions we've seen here tonight, but we are getting ready to go green. We have Mordog on the inside, Lucky Dog on the outside. We have DB Motorsports right behind Mordog. These guys are making me very nervous off the start. I already see a guy going off the track trying to hold it. We'll see if they can keep it green. We have DB Motorsports getting underneath the yellow and just causes a huge pileup. Man, these guys
flipping around.
absolutely insane.
That was
man,
just absolutely wild. At the front of the pack, a guy gets on the apron and wipes out almost everybody.
J-Mac, we've seen some fantastic races this season, and then we've seen races like this, and this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. I mean, Texas is a big track. It is a fast track, but it is a loose track, and you really, really have to watch how you set it up. I mean, I know these guys want to be fast and they want to be out front, but you have to think about the long run and how it runs around other cars. You need to go in and make those adjustments so that you're not getting loose off these turns and hitting that apron. It's just tough. It's really tough.
You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them, as the old song goes.
Nash, thank you so much for the cheer. I really, really appreciate it. You know what? There might be a few helmets thrown tonight. I think we're going to see some of that. But at the moment, we're
definitely very short trackish out there.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. We see Jose on that high side in that 43. Doing a great job out here. I mean, he is just keeping it high. This guy is just wanting to keep his nose clean. He's been involved in a few accidents, and he doesn't want to be involved in any more. We have Lucky Dog directly in front of him. These guys shuffling around quite a bit. You see 43 being extremely patient, letting off just a little bit so that he can get the car in front of him settled. That is 19 of Little Wing.
Yeah, Little Wing sent it in there and just slid up the track. He might be one of these guys that has tightened his car up a little bit, and you see the one going through the grass.
I am seeing a lot of lag, and off we go to another caution. I'm not sure what happened in the back, but that's going to bring out another caution.
I'm not sure where it started, but I definitely saw the one car get sent through the grass. Not sure if he got loose or tagged somebody, but that was the first thing, and then it was on from there, I guess. Either people dodging him or reacting to contact of various cars around them. I have no idea what happened. It was just a big wreck.
You know, I'm really hoping that these guys can clean it up, and like I said before, cautions, you've said it, cautions breed cautions, and I feel like with every caution more lag appears, and I think that is what we're seeing here tonight. And with all these cars lagging and all these cars loose, man, it is just bringing out the cautions a lot. We see the 41 in the grass, comes up, and already another caution. Absolutely incredible. I don't know what's going on. If you know, the sequence to the restarts, these guys are just getting a weird start off here, but it is rough out here tonight. Very rough.
There have been a few guys who have just not taken off. I've seen it with the 8, the 21 a couple of laps ago, or a couple of restarts ago now, I think. I don't know. It might have been 5 restarts ago. They're all starting to kind of blend together. But the 21 was a little slow off of one of them. There's been a lot of weirdness. It could be differences in gears. It could be lag. It could be some people trying to run an automatic transmission. It could be a lot of different things. But definitely some stack up. And a lot of it is happening in the back, which is where, in a lot of places, stack up in the back, you understand. But on restarts, it's a little bit weird.
It's a little odd. Yes, absolutely. And Harvick is saying that there is a lot of lag out here, so I'm assuming that's a lot of the cause here tonight. You see all those tire marks in the grass, and it is mostly off the restarts, which is very odd. Hopefully they can get it situated, but it's a huge field tonight, over 20 plus cars. And when you have that, and when you have the cautions on, it's just tough out there. Very, very tough. Barry, I want to say congratulations to you. That's awesome.
Once again, the 21 car did not get going on that restart. Luckily, no one ran through him. He had the 12, but they're wrecking in the back, as I say that.
As soon as you say that, just a huge, huge pile up in the back. It's going to bring out another caution. Man, I'll tell you what.
That seemed to start with the 51 getting loose.
The theme of tonight is caution. And I hate to see it. Texas is so cool.
And these guys not having much of it.
I'm hoping that that we can get it situated. I keep saying it, but man, that's another reason why I feel like I like doing manual cautions. I know it can be tough, but it's tough on that server. I'm telling you, when you have these long races, the more cautions you have, I just feel it brings more lag into the room, and I think that's what we're having here tonight. Justin, can we get a lap count? We'll get it from Justin, see if we can get a lap count here.
10 restarts to go. A lot of fast cars in the back of this field right now. The 12 of Rabbit is about 7th in line on the inside. Right behind him is Pro Boss. It's just crazy how things have shuffled. But in front of Ramsett, our pole sitter, was the 88 of Dodge Boys. There's some great cars in the middle of this field. Does it look like the one again on the apron?
50 to go, guys, and another accident. We see these. Look at this.
And more wrecks. There were 2 different wrecks in the same straightaway.
You can't even keep track of it. There's so many guys going so many different directions. I see cars flipping. I see cars going straight to the wall. Accident after accident. Rock, I don't even have a caution count. I have no caution count.
Just put an infinity symbol out there. That's the number that we're going for.
I can imagine these guys are getting very, very frustrated. You know, in a perfect world, you'd be able to run however many cars you want with 0 lag, but it's just how it is. I'm curious who is going to pit. Like I said, we had a 50 to go before that caution, so we're going to be in the 40s now. But man, Mordog stays out, and I know he was wanting to pit, but he did not want to be in the back of the pack, and I cannot say I blame him. We're with the 41 of Ramsett, who is currently in 4th. Little Wing right below him. We have Lucky Dog, who dives it down low into 2nd, and off they go.
Not sure if Little Wing got a bad restart or was cutting Lucky Dog a heck of a break, but that looked pretty coordinated as the 12 and the 41 get together, and that causes a massive pileup that involves
everyone.
All but 5 cars. We'll just say it that way.
You know, just crazy. I was in car with, I do believe that was 43 of Jose, and as soon as I got in the car with him, every car in front of him, 2 or 3, they made contact, and Jose went straight through the middle of it, and everyone just stacked up behind them, and off they go. Man, it is rough.
The 42 were right there in the middle of it, and they made it through, but everyone else not so lucky. Still not sure what happened there. The 41 and the 9 made contact. I think the 41 might have gotten loose and came down a bit, but that's just speculation because we can't really tell with these cars the way they're acting right now.
Just
or the 12, not the 9.
You can just see the lag at this point. Everyone is just so jittery out there. It's incredible. It's incredible. I feel for these guys because it is not how you want to race. It does not make for good racing, and it can be very, very frustrating. There's not much you can do about it. You know, you don't know where the guy in front of you is, where the guy beside you is, so it's tough.
And even if you're not in the middle of it, it's no fun at all to go a lap or go a corner and then get another yellow flag and have to cool down. You can't get into a rhythm. You can't race. You can't have fun. You can't do any of that. As another accident in the back. It looked like the 42 got loose. And him and the 22 made contact, and that involved a lot of people. I was riding along with Ramsett there, and he did a heck of a job to miss everything. He did a great job of driving through there. But
I've been in car with Ramsett a few times, and he has somehow managed to stay out of them. I don't know how, but you just see mayhem and chaos all around him, and then here goes Ramsett right through it. HD says 10 out of 10 for the flip. I'll tell you what, yeah, that last caution, they got some air on that. I'll give them a 10 out of 10 on that. But man, rough race here tonight, guys. I wish you could see a great race because these guys have given it. They have had some great racing. Tonight is not one of them. It is tough. You can just see the lag here. It is a struggle for these guys.
It feels like that Indianapolis 2008 Cup race where it just turns into a quick heat race, and then another yellow, and then a quick heat, and then another yellow. And but at least in that race they got to go 10 laps, not a lap and a half.
Right. You see Mordog out front. We have Jose in second, going to that outside, right where he likes to be. We have Expert Toaster behind him. Jose dives down low, trying to get behind Mordog. These guys in a single file line, and off they go, wrecking once again. I was hoping, J-Mac, we would be able to get past that. Not so much.
I hate it that our screens are different because I saw 3 cars flipping at the exact same time, and that was incredible. So
record worthy, absolutely. Synchronized flipping. You love seeing that stuff, but you do not want to see it in a league race, and you do not want to be one of them. And I need to remind you guys, damage is on. So every single time that these guys are out there getting in a wreck, they're gonna have to go in, and that is just slowing your car down. It's costing you position after position, and frankly, it's probably making them a little crazy with this. I mean, the lag is almost unbearable at this point.
If I'm Mordog, I'm hoping that they add the lead laps led rule for points, because that would at least salvage having to restart, having to lead restart after restart.
You can just see the lag. I mean, Jose is just very, very laggy. The field just surging back and forth. If I was Pro Boss, I might honestly call the race soon. That's pretty bad. That's one of the worst cases I have seen in a long, long time.
It's the worst it's been all night, but they actually managed to make a lap without wrecking.
Don't jinx him, J-Mac. Knock on wood. We're out here with Pro Boss. He is towards the rear of the field, and you can just see what this field is looking like. I feel for these guys. It is tough out there, but they are trying to make the best of it. 19 gets into the grass, and off they go onto the apron.
On the inside, losing it off of 4.
Man, I don't see a caution coming out from that. That was only one car.
Not yet.
Yeah, that was only one car, so they're still moving. Mr. Mayhem must be in this race. CGT, you're absolutely right. Absolutely. That is crazy.
And we have not called it out yet, I don't believe, but the 21 has taken his car to the garage. So I believe that's Scooter.
That is Scooter.
So he joins the 47 and the 6.
We've lost a few along the way. It is getting pretty crazy up front here. We have DB Motorsports directly behind Mordog, and he looked like he was trying to make something happen, trying to go for that lead. 31 to go. Still a lot of racing left, and he is just all over the place. Man, if I'm 48, I'm thinking, please don't do it. Not with this lag. I'm afraid that he is going to clip him and spin him.
We have the 48 who has led so much of this lap, of this race. We have the 1 who's been a little too in love with the apron tonight. We have the 10 of Expert Toaster, who always shows up at the front and at the end of these races. We have Jose, who's raced in pretty much every position there is tonight. We have the 41 of Ramset, our pole sitter, who, after everything he's been through, he's back toward the front. It's just crazy how this field is jumbled up as we look like we have a battle for third.
It is, and I'm in car with the 48 of Mordog, and he is just skating up and down the track, and I know that is lag. It is tough to watch. It's tough to watch. You can see how herky-jerky it is behind him. Man, these guys are in a single file line. We see the one getting very, very swervy. I don't know if it's lag. I don't know if he's loose, but they're gonna have to give each other some room. They're pretty tight-knit from third on back, and that can be a pretty scary situation considering what is going on here tonight.
That bumper hooking has to be at a maximum right now. Just the way the lag is at this moment. God, I'd be afraid to get onto anybody's bumper right now. But you have to do it. You have to do it. They're still racing. There's still points on the line.
Absolutely.
So you have to go for it. But man, just every move you make, just the sketchiness of it has been ramped up.
Lag does not stop for a race, so the show must go on. But man, they have their work cut out for them. I do want to give a shout out to F8B7 Pumps. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it.
The 48 is out of fuel. I believe the 48 of Mordog is out of fuel. And the 3 is following him to pit road. He might be out of fuel as well.
The 3 and the 48 go in. What?
Oh.
They just got kicked.
Flag.
They just got kicked out of pits. Wow. Okay, caution is out. We see a couple of guys in the grass. The 41, we have another driver out there. The 42 of MDL coming back on track.
The 1 involved, the 41 involved. Not sure what happened. I believe we were both had our attention fixed on Mordog there at the time, so no clue what happened, but no clue what the pit strategy is right now, and no clue how many laps are left. Just hoping these guys can get some racing in, and maybe the lag kind of chills out a bit, and just a few less cautions would be great.
The damage on the 1 car was insane. You know, he was definitely hurting. He had to go into pit to fix that, but we have Expert Toaster, currently the leader at the moment. So we have 43 back on that high side, and 4th seems to be his starting position here tonight. A lot of lag. Absolutely incredible. They're going 3 wide. The 22 hits the 43, who rams it. I do believe that was. We see the 12 making his way up front, and so much lag, J-Mac.
Poor Ramsett. Every time he started on the pole, he makes it toward the front, and then he's stuck on the outside of 3 wide as 2 guys. He's the 8-ball corner pocket, as it looked like Jose was the cue ball and the 22 of Freddie was the stick.
I'm curious, how many cautions can you fit into one race? I think this is probably the max that we've seen so far this season, but it has been brutal here tonight at Texas. I was expecting to have difficulties in the turns, but I was not expecting to see this much lag and issues with that.
Well, the issue started before the lag kicked up. These guys I don't think were ready for how their cars would react with this many cars out here, just from a setup wise, just from a balance standpoint, and that has thrown a bunch of these guys for a loop. And of course, as you have pointed out 100 times, the cautions, they just compound the lag issue until the race is just almost undrivable.
42 is already off the track. He's able to keep it off of the other cars here and is ready to get back on, but man, that was a close call. We're in the car with 41 of Ramsett behind the huge pack that is in front of him, and it is looking scary up there. We see the 99 of Delta Rocket.
It's looking very scary.
You know,
because they're upside down.
One car is extremely damaged. 41 gets involved. I mean, just gobs of cars. We have Rabbit involved. You know, the name of the game of this is who is not involved. That's the easier question.
Well, at this point, everyone has been involved in, at least, I'm pretty sure no one could count. I'm pretty sure no one can count how many wrecks they've been involved in tonight with only one hand. I'm pretty sure they have to go to their secondary hand to count. But just absolutely crazy. And none of these wrecks have been tiny, because I mean, that's obviously because they're coming off of restarts. But we're not just seeing like a couple of guys, getting together and wiping out. We're seeing a couple of guys wiping out, and then the whole field plowing in. So, at the very least, these guys have been wrecking a bunch, but it's been spectacular every time.
They put on a show while they're wrecking. We have the Freddy, the 22 car of Freddy on the outside. These guys getting so squirrely on the inside. We have Expert Toaster leading. 22 just falling back very quickly. 99 of Delta Rocket already wrecking.
And
that's going to be another caution.
And the 88 of Dodge Boys, the front end all piled in there. Only a couple of guys involved in that one, so they need to raise their game.
It's crazy. Yeah, Harvick at this point, if I were the owner of the league, I might just call it. There's only so far you can go with this lag, and it's not getting them anywhere. It's tough. It's a tough thing to call. It seems to be happening quite a bit to these guys. These guys are fantastic drivers. They know what they're doing. They can get it handled. So from what HD says, he says that I should back out and rejoin. He said it would probably fix the lag issue, what I'm seeing on screen. So, JMac, do you think I should back out and you can send me an invite back in?
I can do that for you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's try to get this, and we'll try to bring it to you, because this is rough, guys. This is very rough. Rose, it's your birthday here? All right, I'm ready for an invite whenever you are. Rose, happy birthday. We're going to try to reset this thing and see if we can get a better view on what's going on here. Like I said, I think cautions breed cautions, and it also breeds lag. And we are seeing a ton of that tonight.
And we've had a big wreck in the middle of the field, Frozen. I know you're not able to see it yet, but the 11 was involved, of Lucky Dog, our pre-race interviewee, and he was involved. It looked like Pro Boss was a player in it, the 51, who has been in several accidents tonight, and just another one, so yet another caution.
And I just saw a couple of guys disappear on my screen. I don't know if they lagged out or if that is just a glitch issue, but very interesting. I'm in car with the 43 of Jose, who's currently in 4th. We have 19 of Little Wing in 3rd. We have the 48 in 2nd, and let's see if I can see who is up there in 1st. I do believe that is Dodge Boys. I could be wrong, or that's Expert Toaster.
That must have been an issue, because I don't think there have been any additions to the pit road / garage area.
Let's see if that fixed any of the lag issues here, but man, we have contact between two cars. They were able to hold it out towards the front.
The 48 got the apron this time.
Yeah, I saw that. The 48 going down low got the apron, and he was able to hold it. Lost a few spots, but no wreck with that.
That was an excellent job of merging and giving room there. A very, very interesting moment there, but they all came out of it unscathed.
Absolutely. We see the 2 directly behind Jose. 48 gets into the 2. Very close. That is Doc Holidays in that 2 car. We have DB Motorsports right behind Mordog, giving him a huge push as he catches up to Jose. We have 19 of Little Wing in 2nd. You see a little bit of lag there. 4 to go. I mean, where did the race go? It was swallowed by cautions here, so not that many laps left, and I guarantee you a lot of these guys are very thankful for that. Little Wing found his way up front.
Wild ride, and killed the inside wall going into turn 1.
Very, very close race. That should be 3 to go, guys. Let's see if we can get a nice view of this long line. I mean, this is huge. These guys are going for it, going 2 wide. It almost looked 3 wide at the moment. Jose diving underneath Little Wing, right behind Expert Toaster, takes over second. This guy is wanting a win. He's had so many opportunities where he could have. We're at 2 to go, guys. Can he make it happen? Can he make his way past Toaster and get that win here for the first time in this season? He's taking a peek on the inside of Toaster. Can he make it happen? All these guys are on the high side, not helping out Jose any, but Mordog comes down. He saves the day. 43 is current leading. Absolutely incredible. This is going to be the white flag, J-Mac.
Just an excellent move to take the lead. The 48 played that pretty well to move into second, but it's going to be interesting to see what kind of move he can make. They're hugging that white line. The 48 moves to the outside to get that angle into 3.
He's gonna have to defend. You know, he is mirror driving right now. We have Mordog taking a look on the outside. He's gonna try to take a peek on the inside. He just has to make it through the tri-oval. Jose is your winner here at Texas. He survived all the chaos. Great job to him. We have Mordog in second. Who got third here?
I believe that is the 2 of Doc Holliday in third.
Absolutely incredible.
With Toaster in 4th and Dodge Boys in 5th.
You know Jose has to be extremely excited. I mean, this guy has overcome so much throughout these races, and to do that here at Texas tonight after so many cautions, and he survived it all and was able to hold it off and make that move with just a couple of laps left to go. He's got to be so excited. So your top 3 are Jose, Mordog, and Doc Holliday. Great job to these guys. I can only imagine how exhausted and how possibly frustrated these guys are.
I mean, there was a lot. If this would have been a real race, no one would have finished it. But just a wild one tonight, and yeah, I'm sure they're real excited to get out of Texas.
I can't say I disagree with you. Let's get these guys in here. A long race here tonight.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. I cannot wait to talk to you guys.
Yeah. It was interesting. I got lucky. I was leading for like the whole caution debacle, so I didn't really have to deal with it much. So I got a little lucky.
All right, we have the top 3 in here tonight after Texas. I mean, what a crazy race. Jose, congratulations to you. You made you made an incredible move for the final few laps there. What was going on during this race? What was all the cautions about?
Not entirely sure. A bunch of loose cars.
Loose cars. There were like 4
loose
people
cars.
that raced for the
People
first time in the
overdriving.
race.
Yeah.
So I think in this track,
Alright,
it's pretty.
good list of
it
it.
can get really loose. If
Yeah.
you saw, most of the wrecks were off of 4. And
They
that,
were,
you know,
yes.
The quad oval and off of 4. That's,
Oh, yeah.
it catches you quick at this track. It really can.
It does.
So
And I talked about it during the broadcast. Especially when you're going too wide, you really have to catch your car coming off those corners, and it can get extremely loose. And I know that was an issue, but man, I'll tell you what, on my side, I saw a lot of lag. Did you guys see any lag on your part?
Not really.
Not really.
Really?
I really
Okay.
didn't. No, but I really like, to be honest, I wasn't like in the middle like of the pack the whole race. There, I didn't really experience much of the lag, so I don't know. I'm sure there was, because I heard a couple people say something about it, but I never
There
really
was a
saw
couple
any.
cars. that
Right.
did lag.
Was there?
Yeah.
You know, also
Yeah.
taken.
Well, like garbage
Consideration.
lagged out and caused like a huge wreck like early in the race.
Oh,
I think
jeez.
that
Yeah, he was, like,
gave
in
everyone a
fourth
lot
or
of
something.
damage.
Yeah.
They gave everyone a lot of damage, and then from then on, it just kept stacking us. Oh, and that's another thing. People have damage. Cars are different speeds. Some cars don't restart as well as others. You know how that goes.
Absolutely. Jose,
Yeah, there weren't that many good starting gears.
that's true. What was your mindset coming in through this race? What was your strategy?
Be more aggressive. I think I showed that the last 2 laps.
You made a huge
Oh,
power
yeah,
move.
you did. I
It
saw
was
your tweet.
it was a great move. So a huge congratulations to you tonight. You survived the chaos and made it through the field. I know that weren't you a lap down at one point? Most of
Yeah,
the field
first
was.
day of the lap down. I had to pit.
Oh, that was
I finished
crazy.
like 18th in that stage.
Yeah. So it was great to see you come back. You made the high side work once again tonight. Dove down
A
low
little
to
bit.
make that move, and got yourself your first win here this season at Texas. So huge congratulations to Jose.
Thank you. I just want to say, on behalf of everyone, that was a horrible race. Just full of cautions. I know that wasn't fun to watch. That wasn't fun to race either.
I said it a few times. I
Pretty
feel
bad.
for these guys because it had to be very frustrating to race. So you guys hung in there and got it done. And you guys know how to put on a show. So this is just one of those races that it was just tough. It was just tough. All right, J Mac.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta talk to our second place
Very
at
interesting.
Mordog.
Mordog, tell me about that stretch where you were leading. Like you said, you were leading during the stretch there when y'all couldn't make it out of 2. It seemed like without wrecking. So what were your
Yeah,
emotions
that
during
was-
then, and what was the strategy there?
Well, I was actually dying for it to go green because the way the strategy was, I don't know if you saw, I actually backed off because I had to pit during green. We got a green flag run finally, and I was like, man, I got to pit because I just kept staying out. And I was backing off, and I was getting ready to hit entry pit road, and a caution came out right before I hit entry. So I was stuck back in 16th and still had to pit. And then I don't know how I got back to the front. I didn't have any damage the whole race. Of anyone, I had the best experience because I got pretty lucky. So I mean, it's just more of, you're leading, you don't see what's happening, you just hear people, you just hear the people angry or anything like that. So you're just kind of sitting up there trying to stay quiet and just hoping it goes green so your fuel mileage stays in play.
Yeah. Or so that last run, y'all actually got to have a little bit of fun there in race. So talk about
Mhm.
the run to the finish there.
Well, I think Toaster, his car was pushing all night. He was leading. That's how Jose got under him, because Jose was able to roll the center of 1-2 really well. And I think Jose had a little damage on his front end. I'm not sure. I think he did. Looking at his car, I'm pretty sure he had damage. And I
There's
thought I
a
was
lot.
going to be able to get a run on him, but at this track, you can make a run on the outside, but you really have to have pretty good tires and a really solid run, and he just rolled the bottom really well. So there's just no way for me to get around him those last couple laps. Unless I really dug it in there.
Well, congratulations on second and
Yeah.
surviving
Yeah.
the 24 hours
Yeah.
in Texas, and nicely done on keeping your car clean.
Thank you.
All right, Doc. Man, we've talked about it. Crazy race. I saw you involved in a few wrecks there. What was your mindset going through this race here tonight?
Well, going down 2 laps, I wasn't for sure I was going to get back up there, but finally got the 2 laps back. So I just got to give a shout out to my new crew chief I've hired, Freaky Fast. He's helping me out with my new setups and
Oh, very nice.
And Also, we got to say that we also had 4 or 5 new drivers in here tonight that you know
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
maybe added to some of this tonight. So it is what it is. But hey, 2 weeks in a row in the top 3. Trying to get on a roll now. So we're going to see what happens next week. Just keep going.
Absolutely. I mean,
I should have had second. Yeah, I should have had second, but I'll move him out of the way next time to get second. More dog.
you came from 2 laps down to take home third, so that is fantastic, and you did a great job driving that thing through there. Involved in a lot of wrecks tonight, all of you guys. So Mordog, I think, had one of the cleanest runs tonight. So
I didn't have damage. I don't know how.
I don't know how you made it through
from
that.
16th back up front without getting in a wreck. I just kept missing everything.
You
It
must
was
have had a
extremely lucky
protective
race on my
bubble
part.
around you tonight.
It was, yeah, I'm going to stick with the 48 car from now on.
I guess so,
because
man.
of that. That seems like good
That's
luck.
crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Well, great job to you guys tonight. Good job, Doc, for bringing home the third. Mordog on second, and Jose on his first win of the season. You've been waiting for it. You've had a lot of races where it could have happened, but it didn't. So I'm glad you brought it home tonight. You did great.
Oh yeah, happy finally got that win. Had to change my drivers how to do it, but
Heck yeah. I want to give you guys a shout out for chat. Thank you so much for hanging in there. I know these guys, man, I can only imagine the frustration being out on track, but thank you for hanging in there tonight and watching. Jay Watson, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. They will be back next week, same time, around 8:45, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you guys then. And I guarantee it's going to be a fantastic race. Until then, you guys take it easy. J-Mac, thank you so much for joining, as always, in the booth. It was a lot of fun.
It was
Where's the
indeed,
next race?
even though that race was a bit of a stinker, but it was definitely worth it there at the end to watch a fun dash to the finish.
Absolutely.
Yeah, at least we got that out of the way. Wasn't
That's
green
true.
white checkers.
That's true.
We were like thinking, we were like, oh, there's gonna be like 10 green white checkers, but we got done quick actually. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Thank goodness
Where-
it ended well.
Where are you guys going next week?
I have no early idea.
I think it's Bristol.
Bristol.
Oh.
I think so.
That's going to be an interesting
Pending-
race. So
Pending to change.
yes, we'll see what happens because
I'm gonna
we've had
bubble
a
wrap my
change.
car.
So we'll see what happens. But if it's Bristol, it's
it is
going to be an
Bristol.
interesting ride. Hold on to your belts, guys.
We have Bristol and Richmond coming up.
That's crazy.
Oh, Richmond will be fun.
Yeah.
Richmond will be a really good race.
All right, we are out here, so
impossible to figure out what the heck's going on.
it'll make
Thank you, Frozen.
it'll make life interesting in the booth. That is for sure.
Oh, yeah, thank
and
you.
it's always a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. We are over and out. See you guys.